What a journey it's been for Dustin Poirier, one of the most respected names to ever step into the lightweight division. He may not have ever captured the undisputed title, but make no mistake, Dustin Poirier is a Hall of Famer through and through. He's fought the best of the best and came out victorious more often than not. Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, the list goes on. And it's not just the wins, it's how he did it. With grit, with heart, and with an elite skill set that held up against some of the most dangerous fighters the sport has ever seen. And even though gold always seems to be the final stamp of legitimacy in MMA, Dustin's legacy doesn't need it. Why? Because when he went for that lightweight strap, it was against the absolute killers of the division. First, it was Khabib Nurmagomedov, arguably the most dominant lightweight champion in history. Then came Charles Oliveira, the UFC's all-time submission leader and one of the greatest finishers we've ever witnessed. And finally, Islam Makhachev, possibly the most complete and skilled lightweight currently active. You're not talking about just regular title fights. You're talking about facing greatness at its peak every single time. Now, Dustin just had his third meeting with Max Holloway, a rivalry that spans the course of both men's careers, and the final tally is now 2-1 in Poirier's favor. The first time they fought, they were both fresh into the UFC. The second fight, Dustin was in his prime, and Max wasn't fully acclimated to the lightweight division yet. And you saw the difference in power and physicality back then. But this third one, Max finally came prepared for 155. And Dustin, while still dangerous, just isn't in his prime anymore. You could see it in the speed, the timing, the explosiveness. He still had moments. He even dropped Max, something he couldn't do in their second bout. But the consistent success wasn't there this time. And why didn't Dustin apply the same pressure he did in their last fight? There are a few clear reasons. First, again, Dustin's not the same fighter physically. Age, damage, wear and tear, they add up. Second, Max had an answer for that forward pressure. Every time Dustin tried to close the distance, Max would hammer that right body kick. He even threw it, hopping backward, almost Taekwondo style, to maintain range and punish Dustin's openings. And third, and maybe most crucially, Dustin felt Max's power early. That first round knockdown changed the tone. Holloway threw a left hook to set up a straight right down the pipe, and it blasted straight through Dustin's high guard. When he got dropped by that, you could tell it shocked him. That wasn't the Max Holloway he remembered. This was a different fighter entirely, and it showed. Max was calculated, more powerful, and absolutely surgical. He punished Dustin's guard with feint to the body, followed by straight to the head. He worked the body masterfully with both hands and kicks, always targeting the openings Dustin left when committing to offense. The right body kick, especially, was a game changer. Not only did it land consistently, but it neutralized Dustin's momentum. And when Max wasn't kicking, he was managing distance brilliantly, angling off after combos, exiting intelligently, and maintaining octagon control. Dustin struggled to cut off the cage, and Max made full use of that space. Now, when Max did stand in front of Dustin and plant his feet, Dustin found some success, especially in that second round. It's where he landed his best shots of the fight. But for whatever reason, maybe fatigue, maybe confidence, Max stopped moving as much right after hurting Dustin, and that gave Dustin his window. But it wasn't enough to shift the momentum fully. Max had already banked too many good moments, and he adjusted well when needed. One thing that stood out too was how Max handled Dustin's shift combinations. In their second fight, Dustin used that long stride shift into powerful overhands to devastating effect. Max used to retreat in long movements back then, and Dustin took advantage of it. But this time, Max baited the same look, then ducked the overhand and countered clean. That's a huge technical leap from their second meeting. He was seeing things in real time and adapting immediately. Even when Dustin did land, Max never gave him the same look twice. He'd slip, angle off, and fire back with diverse combinations. His speed was unreal, his timing flawless. This wasn't the same featherweight Max we've watched over the years. This was a better, stronger version. He's retained his speed, added power, and matured his striking IQ even more. And then came the controversial ending. After dropping Max, Dustin locked up the guillotine, and some fans criticized him for not opting to ground and pound instead. But to be fair, Dustin did land some nasty elbows before attempting the choke. It's not like he jumped the guillotine out of nowhere. And honestly, even if he had stayed on top, there's no guarantee he could have finished Max. Hindsight is always 20/20th, and we've seen Dustin go for that guillotine time and time against Khabib, against Benut, Saint Denisand, more often than not. It hasn't worked out for him, but you can't fault the man for taking his shot in what could very well be the final moments of his career. Because that's what this fight felt like, a curtain call. And what a career it's been. The Conor McGregor trilogy, the Max Holloway trilogy, 2 wars with Justin Gaethje, 2 with Eddie Alvarez. He's faced every killer the division has had for the past decade, and did it with class, violence, and heart. Even gave Islam Makhachev one of his toughest tests when everyone counted him out. Outside the cage, his work with the Good Fight Foundation has made an impact that reaches far beyond. Mama, Dustin Poirier is a true fighter in every sense. And if this really is the end, it's been an honor to watch him work. Thank you, Dustin. Now, the question shifts to Max Holloway. What's next? He's officially entered the lightweight title picture with that win. Justin Gaethje was once a frontrunner, but that loss to Max changes everything. His only major claim to a title shot was beating Dustin. Well, now, Max beat them both. So, where does that leave Gaethje? There's a cluster forming. Max Holloway, Arman Tsarukyan, Justin Gaethje, and Paddy Pimblett. Those four need to start fighting each other to figure out the next title contender. You could do Max versus Arman, or Max versus Paddy, Arman versus Gaethje. Any mix of those makes sense. Charles Oliveira, maybe give him someone like Dan Hooker to re-establish himself. But here's the issue. None of these guys are fighting. Paddy last fought in April. Gaethje's been inactive since March and says he doesn't want to fight unless it's for a title or a bag. Arman's healthy now, and he was originally set to fight Islam in January, but that fell through. So what now? Are we really going to let this division stay stuck in limbo? If Ilia Topuria fights before year-end, it should be against Arman. Let Max fight Paddy, and Gaethje can pick up a fight with someone else in the meantime. But these guys need to stay active. The lightweight division is loaded, but it's being slowed down by inactivity. And if no one steps up soon, we're going to miss out on some epic matchups. Let us know what you think. Was Dustin's retirement the right time? What did you think of the fight? And where does Max Holloway go from here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Nakon, and hit the bell so you never miss a post-fight recap or breakdown. Thanks for watching.